Hi, everybody. We have a very special guest joining us on this round of the Beyond the Cage MMA podcast. We have Strikeforce middleweight fighter Lumumba Sayers. Lumumba, thanks for joining us on Beyond the Cage.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. Lumumba, as we look at your last fight, it was back in March against Scott Smith. Can you talk a little bit about your performance in that fight?
The fight against Scott Smith, I knew he's a comeback king, so I know I had to get in there and finish him. You know, and I'm a finisher, so, you know, just did whatever came to mind. You know, I'm not a game plan type of fighter. I'm just a fighter, you know what I mean? Like, I prepare for everybody's style, but I'm not the type of fighter who's going to go in with a set game plan. I come to fight.
Looking at your next opponent, Anthony Smith, what can you tell us about him?
Anthony Smith, I know he's going to come out trying to kick. And, I just know he's going to come out trying to kick. And that's pretty much all he has, like, in that little rubber guard that he has where he's flexible and all that stuff, but that's it. You know what I mean? I guess he knocked some guys out. I mean, I guess he's an okay fighter. I actually know Anthony Smith. I've been knowing Anthony Smith for a couple years. He came down here to Colorado and he got beat by Sean Sims. Sean Sims actually choked him out.
Smith will be a little taller than you. Is that something you've been training for?
I've always fought guys that are taller than me, like every fight. I don't think I've ever fought anybody the same height as me. I'm always a little guy.
So that's something you're used to then, so it won't be too much of an issue for you.
Right.
You said you don't usually go in with a game plan, but is your strategy to Smith to just go in there and throw with him?
I mean, like I said, I'm comfortable with standing. I'm comfortable on the ground. Like, I mean, I'm pretty much comfortable wherever the fight goes.
So far, how's your training camp been going?
It's going good, man. It's been rough. Like, it's been really, really rough. Like, it's almost like they just turned it up a notch on me. Like, everybody in my camp, we're going. Like, even the amateur boxers and all that stuff, like, we're really going hard. Like, man, we go run in the morning. We get up, we run early in the morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning. We do these sprints on the grass, up the hills. I mean, it's been real rough. It's been a rough training camp.
Does this training camp differ from a lot of your previous ones, or is it pretty similar from fight to fight for you?
I think it gets harder every time. You know, my training camps get harder every time. Like, my coach, Coach Chris Green, he just pulled, I don't know where he came up with this heel at, man, but it's called Ruby Hill, and I don't know where he finds these places at, man.
Using Google Maps or something?
Nah, I don't know. I think he just be driving around somewhere and just say, oh, that looks like a good place to go, and like rugged terrain, man. I mean, it's been a rough camp, man.
You train up in high altitude in Denver. Do you think that gives you an edge over your opponents?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't even think about it like that. I never really put any of that stuff into consideration, the altitude and all that stuff. I just go work until I can't work no more.
So, Lumumba, what's your weight cut looking like for this fight?
I come down from 205.
What type of methods do you go about? Do you just use like the normal sauna, or is there something in specific that you use to make that weight cut?
Cardio. Just cardio. And watching what I eat.
Lumumba, you fought in Strikeforce a few times now. Obviously, it's owned by the same corporation as the UFC and Zuffa. Do you feel as though Strikeforce will eventually merge with the Ultimate Fighting Championship and just be one big organization?
Well, I never really looked at it as being separate anyway, because, like, us Strikeforce fighters, although we fight under the Strikeforce banner, we are Zuffa fighters. Zuffa owns Strikeforce and the UFC. So we are fighters. We are Zuffa fighters. So, like, we just had the UFC summit, and we was there. The Strikeforce fighters was right alongside the UFC fighters. So, I mean, in my opinion, we're all one and the same, you know, but, you know, you got your UFC fighters that fight on pay-per-view, and then you got your Strikeforce fighters that fight on Showtime. So I think we're all one happy family, but I think the merger happened. I mean, well, Dana White's all of our bosses. So, I mean, like, the insurance that he has for us, like, we all have insurance. Like, if we get hurt, Dana White is going to take care of us. We don't have to pay anything. He's going to take care of us. We get hurt in practice. We go to the doctor, he takes care of us. The Zuffa company, they're really taking care of us. So, I mean, like, if you want, I got a video on YouTube where it says Las Vegas, where we did the little scans and stuff for the EA Sports. Like, I was there with Leota Machida, Nogueira, Chael Sonnen, Forrest Griffin, all those guys. Everybody that was in the UFC, Diego Sanchez, me and him are cool now, me and Derek Brunson, we hung out a little bit. I hung out with Koscheck. Like, I mean, just everybody that's from Strikeforce, we're all Zuffa fighters. So, and like I said, Zuffa and Strikeforce, Zuffa owns Strikeforce and the UFC.
We're talking to Strikeforce middleweight fighter Lumumba Sayers. A couple weeks ago, Lorenz Larkin, one of your fellow Strikeforce middleweights, he was kind of pleading after his win over Robbie Lawler for Strikeforce fighters to get the same type of post-fight bonuses that the UFC fighters get. Are you in agreement with his plea to Dana White?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't denounce that.
Right.
I mean, if he gonna give it to us, let us get it. I mean, UFC is the cream of the crop. But so is Strikeforce. I think it goes UFC, Strikeforce, and then Bellator.
No, I agree with you.
So, like Kung Lee and all those guys, they're in the UFC now, but just recently they fought in Strikeforce. Scott Smith, I just fought him. He's a UFC veteran. So, I mean, Antoine Britt, he fought in the UFC before. So, I mean, we're already one big family, you know what I mean? I would love to fight under the UFC banner, you know what I mean? But I still love and enjoy fighting under the Strikeforce banner too. To make it to the actual UFC, yeah, that's a great accomplishment. But I feel like I'm at a great accomplishment already too with being for Strikeforce.
When you're not fighting or training for a fight, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, in my free time, what I do is I spend a lot of time with my kids. Like, even when I'm training or whatever, I spend a lot of time with my wife and my kids. And then I just started a non-profit organization called Heavy Hands, Heavy Hearts, because my nickname is Heavy Hands. So
right.
I started my own non-profit called Heavy Hands, Heavy Hearts, and what I've been doing is teaching the kids in the neighborhood how to, the discipline of martial arts, how to be dedicated to something so you can be dedicated. I teach them how to be dedicated to martial arts so they can be dedicated to other things in their life, such as school and such as following basic instructions that their parents give them and that their teachers give them, and just, positive role models, and just like teaching them positive things that they can do to stay away from this negative stuff and try to stay out of these streets and stay out of getting in trouble and stuff like that. And just try to give them something different, something new to do, and besides that, man, my first passion over fighting and everything else is praising God. I love the Lord. I like to go, my thing is I love to go out and spread the message of Jesus and who he actually is. And I believe Jesus is God in the flesh, and God has revealed that to me, and that's one of the messages that I go out throughout my life and throughout my day, and I try to share that with as many people as I can. So, that's what I do in my spare time. Study the Word of God and spread His Word, and just try to show people what I believe in is truth. Just by the way that I live.
Right, that's awesome. Do you have a website or anything for your Heavy Hands organization?
No, I haven't put it up yet, but it's gonna be Heavy Hands, Heavy Hearts. I guess on my Facebook right now, and so I'm just getting everything going together, and We just now started. I just got it registered last week. You know, my boy DJ Quote is the one who came up with the name, and he was like, man, dude, he always just, every time we just get together, he's like, dude, you got a real big heart, man. Like, he's like, your heart is as heavy as your hands. He's like, dude, you got a big heart for this community and for your kids. He's like, dude, I've never seen a dad so into his kids. He's like, dude, like, you really... He's like, I've never seen that. He's like, usually it's the mom who raises the kids, but, you know, it's the dad. And then my wife was just telling me the same thing. She's like, she said she feels like my kid's mom is lucky because I take care of my kids. You know what I mean? And I don't even ask for any help. I raised him by myself this whole time up until about a year ago. And, you know, it's just, you know, it's been a rough road, but, you know, whatever path God puts me on, I'm going to handle it. That's what I do in my spare time.
Lumumba is on Twitter. It's just his name, at Lumumba Sayers. Thanks for taking time out of your busy training schedule to talk with me here on Beyond the Cage. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to put my voice out there and, you know what I mean, actually express what I'm doing in my life as a man and as an athlete. You know, I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to you know, have a voice. Because without you guys, you know, we really don't have a voice, you know? So I really appreciate you, and thank you.
Once again, that was Strikeforce middleweight Lumumba Sayers.